Colour and framing. Being a cinematographer on a social realism film, I feel that at times I did transgress from the genre's norms. This is particularly seen through my research in This Is England, as the colours are a lot warmer, carrying a much lighter mood, whereas in my cinematography I have chosen a colder palette to work with, encoding distance between the characters and an underlying silence, which is carried well through the actors' performances. The colour palette is also gritty with some grain, and everything included in the frame carry with it a visual weight, to bring across the social divide. I was also in charge of production design, as I would have a better understanding of what shots would be taken, and how the set will affect the composition in telling the story. Every tiny detail has been considered within the location, down to the photos in the background to emphasise Colin's upbringing and wealth. All the shots have been considered to express the reality of class division without film glamorisation, which is something I found common in my research, although these shots can still be aesthetically pleasing, and it's the actors' performances that tell the story well, keeping to the genre. This can be seen through their body language, as it is more the emotions of the characters that tell the story rather than the dialogue, and it was my job to capture this well on the camera. The way I have framed them keeps the audience immersed in an emotional experience to empathise with the characters, and the coldness of the visuals helps to carry this through. When it came to framing, a lot of the shots were at eye level, which is also a common camera style for social realism. However, I did move away from this slightly in stages of the film to highlight where the characters stand in that moment. There are a few high-angle shots in the film, for example in this scene where Sam is pushing his luck to annoy Malcolm and finds himself being judged to the point where Malcolm stays.
You don't belong here!
This shot works well in pushing the theme of class divide, as Malcolm towers over Sam, pointing out that he is of higher class. There are also times when I have used low-angle shots. These again express the class division, as these low angles usually face upwards towards Malcolm and Colin. Sometimes it would be quite difficult to achieve these shots, as I am only 5'3", and on every shooting day I would bring high heels which I would continuously take off and put back on, and at other times I would be perched on a stool with the director behind me for health and safety. But for the low angle shots I would be crouched on the floor or sat on a dumpling, and although I had to hold my balance quite a bit throughout shoot, I feel that the visuals are still quite steady, and there was no over the top camera shake, keeping to the social realism feel with slight movement, as if the audience were present in the room with the characters themselves.